We are live.
Perfect. Welcome back, everybody, to the We Wish You Wealth podcast. As always, I'm Dani Sommer. Mr. Gordon.Chavez is over here, and we've got Rubit.Ramos. Happy Tuesday. We normally record on Thursdays.
Mm.
However, it's Taco Tuesday. I know Gordon loves his tacos, but based on the fact that it is Thanksgiving week and Thursday is a holiday, we decided that for everybody to spend time with their families, we would come on today. Accommodate. So, and also based on the fact that it is Thanksgiving, we wanted to kind of talk about gratitude this week. Because obviously Thanksgiving, you express what you're grateful for. It only made sense. Um, you know, it makes sense, right? So we'll be telling you guys a little about what we're grateful for, how we express gratitude, the meaning of gratitude as a noun and a verb. There's so much that we're going to cover with you guys. We're excited to hopefully inspire, change perspectives, and just do what we do. um, so to get started, how is everybody today?
I am
We're
blessed.
happy, healthy, and blessed.
Yeah,
Perfect.
great.
Not as tan as I would like to be for how long I've been in Hawaii, but we're going to change that today.
Yeah, we're talking
Hopefully I don't turn into a lobster, but who knows? Um, so, we typically come on here and we talk about, finance, life insurance, things of that nature, how to build wealth, how to use life insurance as a wealth building tool. Um, but we also now want to touch base on the fact that wealth is not just based around money and material things. We want to touch base on how wealth is, like we said, being healthy, feeling blessed, the time freedom that we have to spend doing whatever we want, whether that be with friends, family, um, traveling. As I mentioned, currently I'm in Hawaii and I still get to do this here, which is awesome. Um, the peace that we feel inside of our souls, the options, the choices that we get to make, and how all of that really, wealth really comes from the heart and the mind. Um, and I guess so, gratitude as a definition, a noun, you know, is the quality of being thankful, um, and readiness to show appreciation for and return kindness. But it also can be used as a verb, to describe an action. Um, and that could be giving somebody a hug, giving them a kiss, praising them, blessing them, praying for them, bowing to them based on whatever, culture it is that you identify with. Um, and I feel as it's more of an emotion than a statement. Um, Not only for you being able to express yourself, um, how thankful you are for someone, what they've done for you, how they've helped you grow, information that they've provided. Um, but it's also um I think that when we express gratitude toward other people, it gives them a sense of contentment. It's like we're being compassionate in a way that and a lot of people I think don't necessarily know how to express gratitude, um maybe based on whatever situation that it is. So how do you guys, do you more so like feel like you're the noun side of it or the verb? Like, are you more of an action gratituder or like an
Mhm.
expressive gratitude expresser? How do you guys, like, in situations where you've needed assistance or whatever it may be, how do you guys kind of express what you're grateful for? I
For
personally,
me,
oh, go ahead.
Mm.
for me, it would be with prayer.
Mm.
And
Prayer is powerful.
I think just praying and saying out loud what I'm grateful for on a daily
Right.
basis, even when I'm like struggling with something that I'm angry about or whatever it is. I don't like to I like to put it into like I'm regardless still grateful.
Yeah, like even though you mentioned maybe you could be upset about it, you're trying to maybe change the perspective of the way that you feel and appreciate and be grateful for whatever the situation may be, even
Yeah.
though you could be completely furious.
Yes.
What
So
about you,
I
Jake?
think, yeah, just through prayer.
Prayer's
Yeah,
powerful, like I said.
I think prayer, yeah, prayer is definitely powerful. It's it's doing something physical here, in our physical form, I guess, using your voice and your thoughts and all of that, but it's a connection to, your spirit, I guess, your higher self, if you believe in God, your God or whatever. And so prayer is a powerful thing. And to combine that with gratitude, with what one is grateful for, that I would just think that makes it even more powerful. So I think that's great, Ruby. Um, one of the things that I guess I'm more of I try to be active with gratitude. I try to do it in a way that um I know I have to do something sometimes, because sometimes I use gratitude to just try to improve my attitude, my state of being or whatever, if I'm ever feeling down. Um, a good way to do that that was taught to me by a mentor of mine is to, if you're ever feeling like, whatever, just not 100%, um, gratitude will kind of conquer everything else. Will remove all those bad feelings and replace them. Like the way that I see it is that you can't feel down and be grateful all at the same time. Like we're not, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but we're not capable of having those negative feelings and also true, genuine gratitude at the same time. And so, um, one of the things that I'll do is, like, if I'm ever feeling down or sad or whatever, I will call somebody, a loved one, so whether it's a friend, family, whatever, and I will express my gratitude to them. I'll think of something that I'm grateful for to them, and I'll call them, hey, so and so, I'm so grateful that I know maybe we don't get to hang out as much, or maybe we don't talk as much, but I'm super grateful to have you in my life. I'm grateful because you're a good father, you're a good husband, you're a good wife, you're a good mom, you're whatever, something that they're like. I want to be genuine about it. Like, I'm not just trying to fake the whole thing, right? Because
Yeah.
that defeats the purpose. But
Right.
I will call somebody that I care about, and I'll say, you know what, just want to say hey, and let you know that I'm genuinely grateful for something about them. And that'll change everything, and in a way it's kind of selfish, I guess, because it helps. It's a win-win situation. Like, right, if somebody were to call you and say, you know what, I'm grateful for you, thank you for being you, whatever, you're gonna feel good, right? But
Right.
it's also, when you are the person that is making somebody else feel good, it feels good to do that as well, right? And so, a mentor of mine, taught me that, that's one of the great ways to just, like, if you just need to figure out how to just feel better on that day or whatever, just call somebody and share with them how grateful you are for something about them that they do well, or that's something of a part of their identity or whatever.
Right. Feels good to make other people feel good.
Yeah,
And in turn, it makes you feel good. So I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
exactly.
Yeah. I think that's really nice. Like being able to express your gratitude towards other people. I think that's powerful and that's beautiful at the same time because it does kind of connect you even more with the people that you love and that you care about. So, like you
Yeah.
said, it being able to receive that from others as well does make you feel good, and it does make you feel like we are alive. We are
Right.
living human beings, and we are alive, and we love that people that we care about can feel some type of gratitude towards us. So
Right.
I think that's amazing. That being able to express that gratitude towards others is great. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, well, short story. Um, I was seeing a friend I hadn't seen in a very long time, and his business is booming, is successful, you know what I mean? And it's like all I had to say was, I'm proud of you. And a lot of people don't hear that statement. Um,
Yeah.
like, because I don't know, people get jealous of other people's success or whatever it may be. It's like, I don't know that anybody's ever told me that, like, ever.
Mm.
And I'm like, then you just like, that made my heart really happy. And I'm like, I'm glad I could take some, I'm glad I could make you feel good. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know, um, we all have a story, but I've actually heard more people tell me that they're proud of me lately too. And I'm like, oh, that is a profound, like, that's a powerful thing to tell someone, and it just like makes you like realize like how far you've come or what you've overcome. And when you really think about it, and it's like, I'm actually proud of me too. Not only do we have
Yeah.
to be grateful for or show gratitude toward other people, but we need to show it to ourselves more than we do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
um,
Definitely.
and segue, I guess, how often do you guys recognize how much do you have to be grateful for? Like, because I just said I don't necessarily give myself enough credit or tell myself, that I'm proud of myself or I'm killing it or recognize all of the things that I'm doing. How often do you guys take the time to really sit down and think about those types of things? Because if you're not getting it from somebody else, you kind of got to get it from somewhere. And I mean,
Yeah.
everything, we are the masters of our lives. So do you guys sit and like take the time to like make a gratitude list? Or I mean, Ruby, you said you pray, and Gordon, you said that prayer is big. All of us believe in something, but how do you necessarily express your gratitude to yourself? I'm a journaler. That's how I do it. I make gratitude lists every morning, sometimes at the end of the day. Um, and just kind of that's how I operate, but that's a daily. Sometimes I fall off. It used to be daily, sometimes every other day, but sometimes I could go a month without doing it. And that needs to change. But you know, how often do you guys really sit and think about all the things that you have in life to be grateful for?
I feel like for me, it used to be like that. Like it used to be today, and then it could go probably months and until something happened, till I felt whatever disconnected and this and that,
Mhm.
and then it just kind of pulled me back into
Same. Back into
yeah, like
wanting to do those things.
like
Yeah.
you should be grateful because this and that, and then it's kind of like, for me, I am a big believer in God.
Hmm.
I It's just for me, and I just feel like me not showing gratitude like that, he eventually has to do something, so kind of like him pulling me back towards him, and I
Yeah.
feel
To
like,
be your most authentic self.
yeah, so waiting for too long would lead me into situations where it was like, why do I feel this way, or what is going on, or what's happening, or something's missing. And then all of a sudden it's like I come back to God and I start being grateful, or I start doing a prayer, and I'm like good again. I'm like, okay, that's what I needed. But it took me a long time for me to actually start doing it on a daily basis. I don't think there's a day that I go that I don't say thank you to God, or I'm not grateful. And I do it multiple times throughout the day.
Awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying about how kind of like if you stray away from the things that make you feel good, whether that be eating healthy, working out, it doesn't matter. There does come a time that you are uneasy and it's uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable. You're detached from what brings your soul peace, and
Yeah.
it always leads you back to what makes you feel whole. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's pretty crazy, but it's I think it's normal for people to just, do it today and maybe tomorrow, but then don't do it until a week or 2 weeks from now.
Right.
I think that's pretty normal. But I don't know, just naturally, it just started happening probably, I don't know, like a year ago, that it was just really consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me feel good. It makes me happy because it not only am I putting myself in this position where I start being more positive and more loving towards myself, but I always make sure that that energy with God is surrounding my children.
Mm.
So
Right.
that
So
to me is,
it's prominent in the whole household. And that,
yeah, it's,
and that makes everybody else also be on the same page and not, in harmony as opposed to discord, I guess.
yeah, to me, that's it. My kids being able to surround them with that in God,
Yeah.
it's I don't know, super important for me.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. G, do you have anything?
I just wish I was more like you guys. Oh my goodness. No,
You want to be a
you
girl?
know,
No, I'm just kidding.
technology these days, you could do anything. No.
Oh
Uh,
my.
there's a doctor for that. No. I think that I'm on the same page. So I love how you guys talking about like self-love, right? Self-awareness, consistency. I know you guys both talked about doing it on a whether it's daily or whatever period of time you wait, and I love that. I think that the more I work on myself, the more I I schedule everything, right? And so like I'm like I live off of my Google Calendar, and so like I'm scheduling this, and like in my calendar. Obviously, I have work that I do. I have meetings. I have all of this stuff, but I also have like my meals are in there, and I'm scheduling when I eat. And both of you kind of touched on the connection between physical health and mental health and spiritual health and all that. Like if you're not taking care of yourself physically, the other two are not gonna, the other two are gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle mentally and spiritually. And so like I'm scheduling that, and I'm getting to the point. I'm not great at it just yet, but I'm getting to a point where I'm scheduling like what would I call it? I guess it's kind of like reconciling at the end of the day. Like at the end of the day, doing a little reflection and say, I want to kind of, I don't know if celebrate's the right word, but own my wins. Like if I did things well, if I accomplished, if I got through my to-do list or whatever, and then also be aware of the things that maybe I didn't do, or the things that I, didn't finish, or things that I didn't do well, maybe like interactions that I had
Mhm.
with others Like if I had a conversation with somebody and maybe I got frustrated and I handled it wrong, I have to be aware of that and know that,
Mm-hmm.
you know what, the next day I'll be more aware and I'm gonna do better when I run into those situations. Or my boys, parent you
Yeah.
talked about parenting, Ruby, and that's such a huge thing. I love that you're trying to create this environment around your kids that as you improve yourself, you make sure that they're a part of it. And I love that because you're leaving an example. As your kids get older, they're going to do what's normal. And if the normal in your household is that, they're going to do that. Like that wasn't the normal in my household when I was a kid, right? Self-care
Yeah.
and,
Right.
journaling, like Danny said, and all of these,
Mm-hmm.
that was not the norm in my household. And so it's growth, it's constant growth. And I think for me, it's just being more consistent scheduling. At the end of the day, I need to reflect. I need to be grateful for the things that I did well, but also be aware of the things that I can get better at. And that's the only way for me to continually get better on a daily basis, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You said
definitely.
chalking up the little wins, even if they're little, but recognizing, I did, even if you did, like, we've talked about it before. If all you could do today was go from the bed to the couch, that's okay, you know? Which, and then, recognizing how can I be better? When, in whatever aspect it may be. Um, is somebody having a party?
So it's sorry, it's my kids are having a party out there.
They're
Hold on.
celebrating their wins. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're like,
They're like, I colored in the lines so good that last one.
oh my gosh, yes. Talking about
Awesome.
little wins. And as much as, and I feel, we want to give ourselves respect for the things that we accomplish. However, I feel as though there are times when we take the little things for granted. Like, we were talking about waking up in the morning, having food on the table. You guys have I don't have children, y'all have children. Like being able to provide, nutrition to them, a roof's over their head. They have clothing, you know what I mean? Clean water to shower in. Like how often do we really think about those as big things? I think it's very, very few and far between, but those things are like, obviously they're essential. And recognizing, there's a lot of people, especially in the economy, that are like, I'm living paycheck to paycheck, but you know what? You have everything that you need. And really recognizing that you're doing the best that you can, and you have the essential stuff, because there's so many people, in the world that don't have clean water. They can't take a shower, you know what I'm saying, with warm water. Um, so like those are actually big, big wins to me. Um, so yeah, so I think maybe, especially when it comes to recognizing what you have to be grateful for, those kind of things really necessarily need to be incorporated into that list. Because like Judy was saying, I could have done better at this or that, but you still provided for your family. You know what I'm saying? And you have what is necessary to take care of them. And you guys should, like I said, I don't have kids, but that should be something that I'm proud of you. You guys should be proud of yourselves,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And it's a big deal.
it is.
I think that the small things also need to be recognized, Um, so I guess, what right now, I guess, did anything exciting happen today? What do you guys have to be grateful for today? Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go first,
Go
Gordon, since I'm always going first?
No,
He's
you're
putting you on the
good.
spotlight.
You're good. Go ahead. I mean, if you're looking at the little things, I woke up, you know. I woke up with a roof over my head, oh, my coffee. I was really grateful for my coffee this morning. Coffee was really
Extra
good,
sleepy today.
man. And you know what? My wife and I had woke up at the same time, woke up this morning at the same time. We had to be at work at the same time. And so we don't normally our schedules are very different. And it was nice to wake up and we only have one sink, so we need to get two sinks. But um, it was even though it's rare, so I guess that's why it was really nice to just kind of
Yeah.
wake up at the same
Right.
time and leave at the same time and all of that. So
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I hope that happens more often for you.
Yeah, that's when you realize that those little small things do make a difference, you know?
mm,
Yeah. So
You
I,
can
I'm
see it
not,
in you can see it in Gordon's eyes. His eyes are smiling. Look at that.
my,
he no wonder you're extra happy
Right.
today.
Oh, that's funny.
doesn't matter if you don't sleep much when you have those kinds of little things in your morning that are really good. So
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming that she was happy about it, but I was.
No, I didn't use my hair dryer. No. Oh my gosh.
That's
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah,
Um,
that's nice.
Me today, same. I woke up. I feel amazing. I get to go and lay in the sun and turn into a lobster, as I mentioned.
Mm.
Um, I feel great. I get to go home tomorrow and see my family for the holiday. And, there's so many things that I can be grateful for here. Seeing friends that I consider family, all of it, all encompassing, and still being able to be here with you guys. So
Mm.
life is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
You're going back to Cali.
going back to Kelly.
I had to have a
Yes,
music reference.
right. Yeah, I don't necessarily know for how long.
Don't
But
say that.
that's okay.
I'm gonna tell your mom.
Yeah, my mom will lock me in her trunk of her car and keep me hostage. She didn't even want me to leave. No. So I guess I kind of want to segue into, obviously, we're entrepreneurs, life insurance agents. Um, Kind of want to segue into a gratitude for business aspect. Um, just a little bit. So all of us, we all came from not this industry, different industries. I was in hospitality. You were in digital marketing, G? Marketing? Yeah,
Yeah, so I've always had like graphic design and
yeah.
printing and advertising and marketing, a little bit of web design, but yeah.
And Ruby, where'd you come from?
I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom for like a really long time,
Hmm.
for many, many years. I did had like a job for maybe on the weekends, and then it would just be for like a few months, and
Right.
then still be the stay-at-home mom. My old job, it is like farmers insurance. So
Hmm.
I was working at farmers insurance. And then I had like a few part-time jobs here and then. I
You
worked at Starbucks.
you had the hardest job though. The
Yeah, just
stay-at-home mom is very underrated.
yeah, I feel like especially if you don't know what you're doing, especially in the beginning, trying to figure out what to do. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, Starbucks, I could do that all day.
You mean your kids didn't come with instructions? They didn't have a user guide or anything?
No.
You're making me nervous to have a kid if I ever wanted one.
No, but no.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They're just like,
You'll be
here,
fine.
figure it out with, like Gordon said, no instruction manual.
No instructions, no nothing.
Oh,
And just
funny.
praying that I
No
can
wonder she
make it.
so much.
I pray
Right,
a lot, but
right.
I never realized, I don't know, it's just crazy until now. But I think it all has to do with the whole well the gratitude when it comes to business wise here in this industry. I
Hmm.
feel like I have learned so much about being grateful and about what we're talking about, how being a millionaire doesn't necessarily mean having a whole bunch of money, but already having what we have
Right.
and the experiences that we got with that. And I think coming up from all of that is already so much to be grateful.
Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I do. But
Uh,
it just started now just how um the connection between me and God got like a little bit more more closer now that I'm like in this industry. It kind of made me closer to him, and it kind of like it forced me into this position that it kind of forces you to truly work on yourself,
hmm.
to do the work.
Yep. 100%.
And that's the hard part, because we I feel like it has been there for so long. Like I had to do the work for so long, and I had to do it, but I was kind of avoiding it. And the more I avoided it, the more I was sinking into a deeper hole where the less, you know, the less I could see of how much I should be grateful about. We're so consistent into like thinking about, I want more and I need this and I need that and what am I going to do, and then but then the way we talk to ourselves also, it's very powerful, and that's something that I've also been learning in this experience.
Yeah.
Mm.
Beautifully said. So
Yeah.
that's why you're grateful for how you stepped out of your comfort zone. What
Yeah.
about you? What about you, G?
Yeah, it's crazy how entrepreneurship really um strengthens your faith, your spirituality. Because I mean, if you look at life as being physical, mental, and spiritual, then um entrepreneurship, if you're really going to go at it, if you're going to stick with it, it's going to force you, otherwise you're not going to make it. It's going to force you to have more faith, and regardless of what your spiritual beliefs are, it's going to force you to have more faith, or it's faith in yourself, whether it's faith in your team, faith that, like, we work with Energy Financial, and I'm super grateful for Energy Financial.
Mhm.
um that has been just life changing for me, and the same way that you said, Ruby, um it has kind of caused me to be more uh strong, I guess, spiritually strong, to look more inward and work on myself and build myself from the inside out. um and so it all comes back to the training, in our industry. I would assume, I haven't worked for other financial services companies, but I would assume that the majority of the training has to do with financial services, has to do with, products and strategies and numbers and all of that, which is great, right? But we have all of that plus personal development. We Dani's like the book of the month master, and we have trainings on a regular basis where we work on ourselves, and it's not so quantitative, it's more qualitative. And so I'm just grateful to be able to be working with you guys with Energy Financial. The team makes a huge difference. So
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely, as you said, stepping into, one, I didn't believe in myself when I stepped into this industry at all. I denied the first time that I was asked to join the team. I was like, no way. I'm not going to succeed at that. And then I was approached again, and I'm like, I wanted something different. I wanted more out of life. I wanted, the wealth that we're talking about, the freedom, the peace, the options, you know what I'm saying? All of that. And that's really what I've gained since I've been with the tribe, you know what I'm saying? And then you said, it's not quantitative, it's qualitative. I have learned so much, and I've grown so much, and I've been with energy for 2 years now. Actually 2 years on the 16th. Whoa. um but yeah, so, and it's pushed me to limits that I never thought that I could achieve. It's like you said, it's made me stronger physically, mentally, emotionally. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak-hearted whatsoever. I'm not an overnight success story. But it's not like I haven't seen success, and it's not like I don't know, you know, anything can happen anything can happen overnight, you know what I mean? And the endurance, and we were talking about resilience the other day. All of those aspects I've learned by stepping into this entrepreneurial world. And I wouldn't be the woman that I am today without having you guys and the team, to be as supportive and educate me, and introduced me to a whirlwind of a multitude of different aspects of life, and just living, and how to get through fears and failures. And Carlo always says fail forward. I had never heard that before I met him. You know what I'm saying? But that's
Yeah.
what we do. And even though they say that our industry makes the most millionaires, like, I may not be a millionaire. I don't know if I even want to be, but because I feel as though when success happens too quickly, people, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, I feel like people lose sight of who they really are, and they forget where they came from. And they forget that that gratitude is still a thing. Just because like we said, we're saying material things are not what makes you wealthy. Have you guys ever seen people who came into a lot of money, and then it's just completely changed, like, who they were, how they acted, how they treated people? Has that ever happened to you? I don't necessarily know that it's happened to me, but I have seen it a lot. And it's really sad.
No.
yeah, I don't know that I've seen that. But I have seen, people come into money, and then not long after go back to where they were financially before.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's our identity that positions us financially, right? If we suddenly come into money, that doesn't mean that we're attracting that money. That doesn't mean that we're manifesting that our lifestyle and our habits, our daily habits, are not necessarily creating that. And so if our daily habits don't change to be the kind of habits that, that generate that kind of a lifestyle, then regardless of how much, but like, they always talk about lottery winners that
Oh,
that
yeah.
you know not long after they won the lottery go right back to where they were beforehand. And so um it has to do with our identity and who we believe we are, and our daily habits will be reflected by who we believe we are.
Right.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't necessarily know anybody that, became a millionaire and then treats people, or I don't even know anybody that's probably a millionaire, maybe, maybe some family members like that I don't really speak to. But I feel that when it comes to people changing because of money, um it could either be a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's okay to change once you start making more money, because you have to change. You have to become a completely different person to
mhm.
to be that what you want, what you right now. It's like maybe that person thinks of themselves as this huge leader, um doing a company of many people, and maybe, being a mentor, or even a leader at a church, or and anything that's gonna make them more more financially wealthy.
Mhm.
But it he that person cannot stay the same person to be able to have that. They have to change. And I feel like one of the biggest fear that we may come across is, oh, the minute that we start hearing, oh, now you think you're better, or now you think you're all that just because you're making money, or things like that. I think a lot of people have the fear of not wanting to change and be different, and get pointed at and say that you're complete now you act completely different. And that's why they don't step out of their comfort zone, even if they wanted to, because it takes a lot to be like, oh, then if you say so, I am. But guess what? You can be doing the same.
Right.
You can also change your life. You can put in the work, and it's not just like go and grab a, what is it called, like a shovel, in we call it a pala, and do the hard work, right? But it's really just how how hard is it to truly change a bad habit? It's extremely hard. It
Mhm.
is extremely hard, and it takes a lot to do that. So I feel like if you're going to change in a good way, that's good. If you can change and see yourself as that millionaire and be this completely person because you have to, in a way, that's okay. I feel when it comes to being a millionaire and then you think that you are superior to others, and you downgrade others, and you say you are worth nothing to others, that is when it's a bad thing. But if you become this powerful person, or this millionaire that you know who that you are, because we are a great, we're amazing. We if we really think about it, like us as human beings, we're so unique. Our body works perfectly. It's just perfect. So we are we are so perfectly fine that we deserve anything that we want in the universe. But it's just our heart that that we should be able to say to others, hey, but you can do it too, or hey, get up and you can do it too, or if I can be something like positively in a positive way for you to do and want to push yourself and achieve your goals, I think that's great. And it's like sometimes it takes that hard route to be different and change and be okay with people saying you change and you're no longer the same, you know? So I feel it could be
Mic
a good thing or a bad thing.
drop. Mic drop. Dang,
Yeah.
Ruby. Okay.
Watch out.
Facts and knowledge over here. Wisdom. Sheesh. You should write a book.
And
That's
I
funny.
mean, I say this too because I listen to music as well, and there's some of their music represents how they come from the low and they have nothing, and then now here I am, and then others say like some supported me and others didn't, and now they want to come back into my life, but then they say like, oh, now I'm being stuck up, or now I'm when they never even believed in me, but it's okay, and things like that. Like, so it's okay to change, and the right people are gonna be supportive to that, as long as you're not, a jerk to other people just because you
Right.
have money.
Yeah, right. I think we've all experienced that. I know personally I've experienced that, oh, you think you're better than all that stuff. Whether it's family, friends, thinking that I'm riding a white horse or high horse or whatever you call it. And you know what? But then, when you have those people that really recognize like the growth that has happened
Yeah.
because you did something different, like those are the special people. And that's, those are the ones that really matter and truly care. So thank you for that. You also had a very, because I kind of want to segue into a little bit of mindset now that you were talking so much about what you said, and you said the universe will literally give you anything you want. Because of the way that you think or your mind. Obviously, um, gratitude, I think, is about mindset. You can choose to be ungrateful about a situation, or you can choose to be grateful about it, whether it's a win or a loss. And recognizing that even though it didn't work out the way you wanted to, maybe it was for a reason, but you can still be thankful for that. And how your mind literally manifests anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that you think, what you think about constantly, what you write down. I've written things down in my journal and manifested. Some people use vision boards, and they have stuff that they look at every day. Some people, I journal, you pray. There are so many ways to manifest anything that you want in this life. Um, and I guess it's like almost December. Jesus. Where did the year go? Do you guys have anything that you want to manifest for the in a couple weeks, because you can do it in periods of time. Like it's like I can manifest for the month. I can manifest for six, and then the next 6 months or a year, or in 5 years I want to be this. Like you can literally take little, time blocks and really focus on those things and actually have them happen, is if you think about them enough and put them, like you said, into the universe. Or you guys have any like big dreams or goals that you want to bring to fruition based on the fact that the universe gives us everything? I mean, I think Ruby's got a lot up there in her brain right now.
Yeah, what are your plans for 2024, Ruby?
For 2024? Oh my goodness.
It's just like we're already there.
I know, right? It's it's um it's good. I think some traveling.
Mm.
I think some traveling is something that I want to do for 2024. And then kind of like growth in my career wise here with Energy Financial and everything that I'm doing, like seeing more of it come together. Like I feel like where I'm at now, it's I have a puzzle here and then another piece here and then another one here and here. And by 2024, I want it to be more connected
Mm.
and actually
Putting the
being,
pieces together.
yeah, I wanna have like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but I have it in my mind. It's just so that a lot of learning for sure. A lot of learning and when it comes to business and just coming like seeing everything that I've been working on just coming together into a whole.
Mm.
So I love that for you. You, G,
Mhm.
anything come to mind?
Yeah, well, first, that puzzle analogy was a perfect way to explain that. So you explained it just right. Um, I think for me, it's my personal growth. Like I think of an entrepreneur as somebody that obviously is constantly growing, constantly working on themselves. But that growth and that work manifests a lifestyle, right? Like there's some people that um have the identity that they just they don't need a job. They don't need to be dependent on a job. They don't need to be an employee. They just their mind works differently, but also they attract that. They attract whether it's business deals or clients or whatever it is. They live kind of on a different set of rules. They live on a different mindset. And so that's kind of my that's the work that's what I want to that's where I want to be when I as I grow. The work that I'm doing is to be able to um just become that person that is fully independent, financially independent, and that I can provide for my wife and my boys without being dependent of a job or anything like that. And so through working with Energy Financial, that that's the vehicle, right? Financial services and things like that is through helping other people, through educating other people, but also at the same time working on myself. So it's kind of like twofold. It's where I work and I help others, and then I also continue to work and build myself. And little by little, I'm moving in the right direction. I just got to keep pushing and maybe similar to what Ruiz said, where it's like you have the different parts, but we got to just put them together, make a connection, and make it all work so that we can realize our goals sooner than later, I guess.
Yeah, beautiful. Awesome. I guess for me, obviously, growing and expanding my business, also my clientele with energy. I do need to start working out. I'm getting a little bit of a pouch, like a kangaroo over here. I always tell myself I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out, and I never do it. Lack of motivation, apparently. No discipline, no consistency in the workout. So we're gonna work on that.
You and all of your 75 pounds.
Right. 104, 104.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm in triple digits. Uh, but so we're looking good. Yeah, and then definitely not straying away from my gratitude practices. I need to make those more consistent. As Ruby said, she wants to travel. Girl, I want to travel all over the place. I'm always gonna be on I'm like, we're not gonna YouTube or podcast together in person anymore because I'm always gonna be somewhere else. I'm just playing. But that's the goal. I just want to create more genuine experiences with people that I love and care about, and really enjoy the life that I get to wake up and live every day for the time that I have here on this earth. Become, we're talking about becoming better versions of ourselves, understanding ourselves better. I get a lot of gratitude from, like I said, the education and value that for myself, from the value that we provide to our clients. And that really makes me happy. So I hope that I can build more connections in that area. But as she said, really recognizing maybe at the end of the day, how can I do better the next day? And as I keep continuing to get better in all of these things, day in and day out, then it's just going to elevate me to another level, maybe some faster than others, but the goal is to exude myself as the best version of myself, not just for me, but for the people around me, for the team, for my family.
Yeah.
So that's where I am with that. But
yeah, that's great. That's amazing. I do want to say something about being able to manifest anything, and speaking to the universe, and some of us believe that like we have to write it down, which it is very important. We want to do a vision board, which is also very important. But being able to like do the work, it's how you're going to start attracting it, not just doing it and then sitting down, watching TV, waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's this whole manifestation thing and asking for the universe. And yes, we can create anything that we want. We are the creator of our life, and with the help of the universe. But being able to do the work, not just physically, but like on the inside as well. It's it's like this quote that Arnold, I don't know how to say his last name. I always have a hard time saying his last name.
The Terminator.
Schwarzenegger?
Oh. My husband always tells me, and then I repeat it, and it doesn't sound the same.
Oh my God.
I always get it wrong.
You're too cute, girl. Oh my goodness. Schwarzenegger.
But he says, I have it in Spanish. It says, crea una imagen de quien quieres ser y luego vive en esa imagen como si ya fuera real. So it means like create an image of who you want to be, and then start living that image as if it was already you, like as if it was already real.
Absolutely, 100%. They're running the song.
The Terminator.
Yeah. Terminator, get to the chopper. So based on, obviously we're grateful that we can be doing this with each other. I'm so glad that you guys joined and were willing to even be on this weird podcast journey that crazily clicked in my brain. But I wanted to take another risk, and I'm so grateful and glad that I did. And I did that when I became a life insurance agent, amongst multiple other things that I've tried in my life. And because I wanted to accomplish something new. And there's just a few key points that I want to recognize, as if you want to accomplish something new. are, for me anyway. I don't know if you guys have anything that you may potentially want to add to this list. Can you guys hear that saw? It's pretty annoying. No? I don't. Okay, cool. So mine is be grateful and stay humble. Humility, I think, is a big thing for me. We were talking about people thinking you're better than, or people, becoming somebody who they're not just because of money. I don't want to be that person. Can probably much 100% guarantee you I will never become that person. I want to remember where I came from, and help as many people as I can. Surrounding yourself with people you want to exude or live their lifestyle. Not being afraid to ask questions. We've talked about people who are uncomfortable speaking about finances. I was uncomfortable trying to, you're first writing a policy and you have to call somebody 20 times and you feel like you're retarded, or, you're just like, my brain is, nothing makes sense. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And, as we said earlier, fail forward. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, educate yourself, read books, listen to podcasts, get into groups of people who are affiliated whatever it is that you want to learn, because more often than not, you're gonna meet somebody who could introduce you to somebody, and your whole world could change as long as you don't give up and you stay consistent. Like, you could be in a multitude of if you want, you could want to learn 5 different things and be affiliated with 5 different groups of people, and these people could know these people, and then all of a sudden, your whole life could change, but just because you were brave enough to say, hey, I'm interested in what you're doing, can you please teach me? It's as scary as it is, because you're afraid that the answer is going to be no. You're more often than not going to get a yes, especially when it comes to you asking for someone's advice as to how they live their life. So, you don't know. It doesn't matter where you are, when it happens. Things can happen miraculously that will literally catapult you to another dimension, if you're not afraid to ask that simple question. Like, how do you do what you do? What got you into what you do? Can you teach me? Simple questions can get you very far. So, and yeah, and I'm grateful that, I was approached a second time to come into this industry. And that's my friend believed in me, and I believe in other people, but they don't believe in themselves. And, and I was in that same position, but, you just you got to change the way you think, and nothing changes if nothing changes. So, do you guys have any other things to add to, that, or any comments or questions? Or
I like what you said about helping others, right? Because I see life as, you have to work on yourself, and then you also have to help others. You have to build yourself up, and you have to build others up. And I think that if all you do is help others and never work on yourself, you're going to be lacking something. And if all you do is work on yourself and you never help others, again, you're going to be lacking. And so if you focus on, say, community building and also personal development, you're going to have that balance. And because you will hit a limit, if all you do is work on yourself, you'll hit a limit, right? And you won't be able to you'll stunt your growth until you actually interact with others and help others, because that's where you're going to learn. You're going to learn things that weren't part of your, say, level of awareness bubble, and that's going to help you boost your own personal growth. And same thing the other way around. If all you do is helping others, you're only going to be able to help, a certain number of people, or you're only going to be able to help people reach a certain level until you start working on yourself. And once you work on yourself, it'll give you the capacity either to help more people or to help the same people you're helping get a little, boost them up a little bit more. And so I really like how you said you have to help others and you have to work on yourself at the same time.
Yeah, it's all intertwined.
Exactly.
Yeah. Creating that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balance. Right on. Well, did you guys have fun? Ruby said,
Yeah.
"It's gonna be how long?" You're funny. I got things to do. No, I'm just kidding. So what? We'll be back again the 14th of December, the second Thursday of December, and we're gonna have a special guest on. So Pam is gonna be joining us December 14th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I think that considering since it's December, tax season is approaching again rapidly. Pam is a tax accountant, right? Yes. And so we're going to be having a discussion with her because, everybody loves taxes. And we're just going to get better information as to pros, cons that you can utilize, how to maybe put yourself in a lower tax bracket if that's, because we know that that's possible. And just really kind of dive deep into all of the aspects of what you maybe potentially should understand when it comes to filing your taxes appropriately to get maybe a better rate of max out your return. Because there's so many things that we kind of skim over and don't really look at, that I think that she's going to be our girl, and I'm totally excited to have her on. So yeah. With that being said, any other comments at the moment? No?
Excited to have Pam on.
I know, me too. Me too. She was very excited also when I called. So she's like, yes. And I'm like, girl, if you just want to join us, for the rest of them, by all means, like, let's make it a party. So yeah, and I just, with content and stuff like that, it'll probably be great for her. And yeah, so very excited. But with that being said, thank you guys. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your time. The conversation that we had, I think today it warmed my heart. And I'm excited to come back home and see you guys in person. I'll be coming over for those tamales, whoever's making them. Okay. And I look forward to another episode, obviously, of We Wish You Wealth in just a couple weeks. We hope that you guys enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing everyone again soon. So thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Bye, friends.